everybody, welcome to the Empressive channel. There are a few things I want to talk about in this video, but before I get into some of the topics, I first want to send my condolences to the reality star Nene Leakes and her family. Yesterday, the sad announcement was made that Nene's husband, Gregg Leakes, passed away at the age of 66 years old from colon cancer. I was really saddened when I heard this news. If you all have watched Real Housewives of Atlanta, you would know that Gregg was one of the most loved husbands on the show because he was always very reasonable and he was always very supportive of his wife as well. Even when Nene got into a lot of drama, he was always by her side, but he wouldn't over insert himself in her issues. He was always the voice of reason. So he was loved and respected by all of the cast, and he was loved and respected by the fans of the show as well. So it's sad that he passed away, and this is a big loss. I know that Nene is hurting a lot, so I am praying for her and her whole family, and I'm hoping that they find some comfort in this very difficult time. But rest in peace to Gregg Leakes. He will be greatly missed. Now on to the next topic. I want to briefly talk about Deyjah Harris. If you don't know, Deyjah is the daughter of the rapper T.I., and she recently made a statement that raised some controversy on Twitter. This is what she said on Twitter. "I hate to say and admit it, but I'm so sad that I have my dad's hair texture. Sad because it's so much to deal with and manage. Sad because I feel like it doesn't fit me, nor is this the texture one that's appreciated or uplifted as much as the other hair textures. Anytime I see someone with type 4 hair, I always compliment them because I know how it feels to genuinely not like your hair texture. I never want anyone to feel like that. It looks so bomb on other people, but me, yeah, no." Now, when Deyjah opened up about her hair, it did trigger a lot of different responses. She received some criticism as well when she said that she felt like her hair didn't fit her. One Twitter user said, "I feel like it doesn't suit me, i.e. I'm light-skinned. How dare the N-word gods curse me like this?" Another person said, "This was my exact thought, like because she's light-skinned it doesn't suit her." So the whole conversation about Deyjah's hair took a turn, and people brought up colorism a lot, but honestly, I don't think Deyjah's comments had anything to do with colorism. It had everything to do with texturism. In the natural hair community, there are certain hair types that are celebrated more than others. A lot of times, looser hair textures are considered to be more desirable. So it doesn't really surprise me to hear that Deyjah has a complex about her hair. She has grown up around women who have loosely textured hair, and she kind of feels insecure about it. She feels insecure that her hair doesn't look like her mother's hair or her sister's hair or her stepmother's hair. She's insecure about that. She's insecure that her hair looks like her father's hair. And I think she might have a complex about looking like her father. And that's a whole other topic in itself. But I think Deyjah's issues with her hair is layered. She hasn't been taught to love or embrace her hair. She even said this, "I genuinely compliment them because, again, growing up, I never heard any compliments or positive comments when it comes to my hair. I was told that my hair was nappy or too thick and some more stuff." So from that comment alone, it's clear that she hasn't been taught to love her hair. I do hope that she gets to a point where she can truly embrace her hair and understand that she is beautiful just the way she is. There is nothing wrong with 4-type hair. Yes, it's hard to manage sometimes, but it's beautiful. And I don't think that anyone should feel that the features and the hair that they're born with is not beautiful, because it is. Anyway, on to the next topic. Let me talk about Kanye West and his Donda album. Now, I know I'm late talking about this, but Kanye's album had a pretty messy rollout, so I want to get into it. Now, over the weekend, Kanye dropped his highly anticipated album, Donda, which is named after his late mother, Donda West, and the album randomly dropped on Sunday. In fact, Kanye said Universal Records put his album out without his approval. And it was pretty messy because songs were still being added to the album even after it dropped. So the release was very rushed and very messy, but The album is doing well so far. It's projected to sell 350,000 in the first week. It's breaking all types of streaming records, so it's doing well. And I'm not surprised that it's streaming so well because Kanye always does great numbers. He has a cult following and his fans support everything he does, even if his music is not really worth the hype. I do think Donda was overhyped in a lot of ways. And don't get me wrong, I do appreciate the message in his music. I appreciate how personal and vulnerable he was. I appreciate his willingness to talk about his spirituality and even talk about his spiritual battles. He's in a different space in his life and his music is reflecting that. And I'm not mad at that at all. But sonically, something was missing on this album. A lot of the songs sonically for me kind of fell flat. I was looking for more elements in his production, but I do like his songs Believe What I Say and Moon. I think those were the two best songs on the album in my personal opinion. Also, Off the Grid and Remote Control were cool too. I like Jail as well. I only like Jail Part 1, which features Jay-Z. I could have done without the second part, but the song with him and Jay was good enough for me. I do like the song Jail because it has kind of a cinematic feel to it. It's something that can be used in a soundtrack of a movie, and it's also a stadium song, so I like it. And I also like the song Hurricane with Lil Baby and The Weeknd. I thought that song was really good too. But I have to say this, the album as a whole is not something I would rush to listen to again and again. For one, I felt like it was too long. And also, I felt like some songs on the album had the potential to be better, but it kind of missed the mark for me. And I'm speaking from the production side of things. Honestly, I think the album lacks replay value. It's experimental, it's different, and I do like some of the messages on the album, but I have to be in the mood to listen to it. It's not something I would listen to from start to finish over and over again, unless I was in the mood. And I do notice that there are a lot of mixed reviews about the album. Some people are trashing it, others are praising it, but I think the reason why the views are so mixed is because it's not a commercial sounding album. Like I said, it's very experimental, but it lacks that commercial appeal. And this is where Kanye may fall short in his whole battle with Drake. There's been a lot of conversation about Kanye versus Drake and who's going to drop the best album of 2021. And honestly, I feel like Drake is going to drop a better album. The reason why I say that is because Drake makes commercial music. He makes music that is meant to sell. When Drake makes a record, he makes it for the radios. He makes it for streams. He makes it for the clubs. He makes it for the mainstream audience. So more people will be drawn to Drake's music than Kanye's music. Kanye's album was a little bit too experimental and artistic and just too deep for a lot of casual listeners. Some listeners just want to hear a catchy song and dance to it. They don't care about deep messages. So that's why I think Drake's album will be received a lot better than Kanye's. But I will say both Kanye and Drake are winning. Kanye is doing great numbers with his Donda album, and I know Drake is going to do great numbers with his album as well. So it doesn't matter whose album is better, they both are going to win, period. Now, enough about the album talk. Let's get into the drama. Now, there was a lot of drama that happened after Kanye dropped Donda. Some people were outraged that they were left off of the album, and others were confused that they were even put on the album. For example, the gospel singer Bri Babineaux was surprised that her voice was sampled on one of the songs called Lord, I Need You. Now, several years ago, Bri did go viral for singing a cover of Nene's gospel song, Make Me Over. And Kanye actually used her vocals from that viral video on his album. And she didn't know about it. She was like, thank you to everyone who congratulated me on the Donda album. However, I had no knowledge of this beforehand. It would have been nice to know before the album came out. Shake my head. Who does that voice sound like to y'all? Now, Kanye did not get permission from Bri, but he did get permission from the originator of the song, Nene, who now goes by the name B Slade. And Nene addressed Bri and said, "But you didn't call me to clear your version of the song that was sampled though. You were discovered by doing a rendition of a song that I wrote 100%. So Kanye stole nothing because he came to the rightful owner of the song legally. Let's all be clear here." And after posting this, Nene, aka B Slade, posted other tweets about not getting credited for the viral cover that Bri did. He feels like since it's not Bri's song, she shouldn't be calling out Kanye for using her version. But I do think she has a right to feel some type of way about it because Kanye sampled her voice. So even though the song is not hers, that's still her voice that he sampled. So she spoke out about it, and Kanye's team did end up giving her credit. So that issue is now solved. She is credited on the song. Anyway, that wasn't the only drama surrounding Kanye's Donda album. Chris Brown also called out Kanye. He was mad that Kanye edited out his voice on the song New Again, and he called Kanye a hoe, H-O-E, hoe. Now, I wasn't feeling this at all. I wasn't feeling it because it just really shows how people act when they don't get their way. Some people get real disrespectful. Chris Brown did not have to agree to be on the album. He didn't. He's been in the industry long enough to know how Kanye works. Kanye's creative process is very spontaneous. So a lot of times he does edit verses, he does rearrange them, and even sometimes he leaves them off his song. And that can be frustrating, yes, but that's the risk that an artist takes when working with Kanye. And Kanye is not the only one who does this. A lot of artists sometimes take verses off the song if they don't need it. This happens all the time. And like I said, it is frustrating. I do think it's frustrating when an artist works on something and they're taken off the song. And I don't blame Chris Brown for feeling frustrated that his part was edited, but I still don't think he should have called Kanye a hoe. That to me was unnecessary. And it kind of shows how he truly feels about Kanye too. This is why Kanye shouldn't be inviting any and everybody to be on his album, because a lot of times they don't really care for him like that. They just want the shine and clout from being associated with him. And speaking of clout chasers, let's talk about Soulja Boy, because Soulja Boy was really furious that Kanye cut him off the song Remote Control. Now, I actually heard Soulja Boy's verse, and I have to say that his verse was complete trash. I think it was a great decision for Kanye to cut him off the album. But Soulja Boy was still upset. He said, "This N-word Kanye, shake my head, tell homie don't hit my phone no more." I don't know how to feel. Kanye sent me that song Remote Control and I don't hear my verse on it. F that N-word. That N-word Kanye, weird AF. He also went on more rants against Kanye and even brought his wife Kim Kardashian in it. He said, "Don't call phone no more, weird self. That's why Kim left your bipolar self. I was the first rapper with Kim Kardashian, not you, Kanye." So Soulja Boy was obviously upset, but I also think he was trolling as well. When Soulja Boy gets high and gets on these cokehead rants, he turns up the antics. Soulja Boy lives for attention. So this is what he does. And him going off on Kanye like that is just his way of trying to get attention. He didn't get the clout that he wanted from being on the album. So now he's whining and attacking Kanye. It's really ridiculous, but if an artist wants to work with Kanye, they have to understand what it comes with. If they feel like their time is going to be wasted, they shouldn't agree to work with him. Anyway, tell me what you all think about this video down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and share this video if you care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.